Hey guys, it's Bro, You Whack, and as many of you guys know, if you didn't watch my video yesterday, the new Mercy changes just came out recently for the PTR, and also the D.va changes came out, just not on the PTR, it's mainly at the Gamescom exclusive. If you want to go check out the D.va changes, because a lot happened to her also on the same magnitude as Mercy. I'll link a gameplay video in the description down below, because I won't go in full detail of it, but that's going to kind of tie into this video, because a lot of people are kind of wondering why Blizzard made these changes. They're wondering, why are you nerfing, why are you buff, not even just changing in general, not even nerfing or buffing, just changing Mercy and D.va when they're already such great heroes, because there's really three things that you can really do when it comes to, well, just changing things. Well, actually four things. The first one is nerfing a hero, the second one is buffing, and the third one, which is kind of what's going on currently right now, is changing. You know, there's so many changes to heroes with Mercy, D.va, Reaper, even with Roadhog, even with the Symmetra Ultimate like months ago. You know, that was a big change. I think that was one of the first big changes that wasn't a nerf or buff. And now the fourth thing is just completely deleting a hero. And that's what I'm wondering, is like, why are they just making all these changes? But I think I know the answer why is because, okay, so like I said before, there's so many things that you can do for a hero, but if you don't make big drastic changes, nothing will really change with the current meta or even change with the current state of Overwatch. And I always say with season 5 that it's personally not my favorite season, but not even with the current meta, with the dive comp, because like I appreciate the dive comp for what it's supposed to do in the team coordination, but not a lot of people like that because, well, people just don't team coordinate, so they really hate the dive comp, but then they're wondering why they're making all these changes. Well, if they make these changes with two heroes that are pretty prevalent, granted it's not with Winston and Lucio, who are like a must pick heroes for the dive comp, but if you just change those two heroes, it's gonna make people want to play other heroes that aren't necessarily part of the dive comp. I'm talking about like Reinhardt, I'm talking about like Bastion, even talking about Ana. Those are three heroes that if you put together, they can do a lot of damage. And since with these changes, well, now those heroes are going to be a little bit more viable because of something like the D.va defense matrix. And for this video, I just want to explain to you why they're kind of changing the wrong heroes when compared to the other ones. So if you want to look at the D.va defense matrix beforehand, you would just have to hold down I think it's the right mouse or maybe the left trigger, and then the D.va defense matrix would activate, and it would take 4 seconds for it to deplete. Now it's 2 seconds, and what that means is that a lot more bullet heroes, I'm talking about like Soldier, Sombra, McCree, or even stuff like the Zarya Ultimate, that's not really going to be a big factor when thinking about the D.va defense matrix, but that also opens up the door for other heroes that you wouldn't have imagined playing and are going to be played a lot more, just because you don't have to pick heroes that combat the defense matrix, which is Zarya, which is Mei, which is people that can just go past that defense matrix. Now you can actually play those heroes, and it opens the door for a brand new meta just because of these drastic changes. And that's the biggest thing that you have to remember, is that if they just make little itsy bitsy changes like how they did with Winston, that's a special exception, because Winston was kind of thrown into the meta just because of his bubble change. And I'm all fine for changes and making heroes better, but what about the heroes that are already in the game that still need help, specifically with Roadhog? Because this is a constant meme, how they're always changing heroes that are already great in the game. If you want to continue to look at Mercy and D.va, because those are the two main heroes that are really changed. You know, Reinhardt did get some changes, but if you want to look at those two heroes, they're still going to have a spot in the game, because, well, now Mercy's even a better healer and can still deal out DPS. You know, she's now the DPS hero now. But even D.va, how she might be a little worse of a hero, I'm not gonna lie. You know, defense matrix was a big thing that made her very special, but she's still gonna have a spot because, well, they still have defense matrix. Now you have those rockets also that can fire out. She's gonna be a lot more DPS oriented. But what about the heroes like Roadhog? Lots of people are memeing, saying how they're changing heroes that don't even need to be changing. And even I'm thinking that it's like, okay, there's a hero like Roadhog that is still viable, right? Remember how number 4, how the best way to change a hero is just completely deleting a hero from the game? They're not going to delete Roadhog, but the thing is, he doesn't really have a spot that is very, very viable, because if you want to look at Roadhog as a whole, well, he's a pretty big hole because he's a big, fat New Zealand guy that's just going to be an ultimate battery, and there's no way he can defend himself. Sure, he can heal himself, but that's just more HP for Soldier, for Tracer, for anyone, even Lucio, to build their ultimate on. So I always said, what if they just gave him a little bit, like maybe a little bit of armor? What if they just gave him a little bit of damage? Or what if you go back to the old Roadhog, because at the stance right now, the best shotgun hero, because even though he has a little bit of range, he's still a shotgun hero, the best one is Reaper, and just because of his little buff that he did get, now he is a lot more prevalent, and there's a spot for a shotgun hero like Reaper, whereas Roadhog, there's so many cons to him, whereas his pros, he has a hook. Is that really like necessary? Is that really great? Whereas beforehand, he was a great hero, but there was a lot of cons to him. There's still a lot of pros. So that's where a lot of people are getting a little bit pissed off with Blizzard. It's like, okay, so you changed 2 heroes, still make them great, and there's just Roadhog just chilling. All right, but I see you, Blizzard. So now that opens up the question to you guys. I want to hear your guys' thoughts, because this is a very, very special situation, because these are big changes. I imagine this similar to like Symmetra and how she's getting an extra ultimate. This is changes that's going to completely change Overwatch and how we play in quick play, in competitive, and obviously these aren't permanent changes. These are still, even D.va's changes aren't on the PTR as I'm making this video. At least I don't think there are. Mercy's is though, and I'm sure they're going to still be changing and tweaking her, but I want to know your guys' thoughts. Do you like these changes, or do you think they should be focusing on the heroes that need help, that are quote-unquote throw picks, which is even Roadhog, which is Sombra, which is Torbjorn, and even still Hanzo to an extent, even though those heroes just require aim, really. Do you think they should be focusing on those heroes, or do you think they should focus on heroes that are already great, change them, not really nerf them, just change them so that people have to adapt? Because that's the biggest thing with this, is that people are either going to love the Mercy and D.va changes, or they're going to adapt to other heroes that are great, such as like Ana and Reinhardt, which was an awesome combination of heroes back in Season 3. So I'm kind of excited to see what they're going to do. They're still going to be tweaking stuff before they go live on console and live PC, and that's all I got to really say. I'm kind of nervous, if I'm going to be honest, because this is going to change Overwatch. So I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching more Overwatch videos to come, and bye.